Hey, Faith, will you be coming to my wedding? You're my husband's sister, so I was kinda wondering.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. I can't wait. I'm so happy for you guys.
Seriously?
I'm sorry? What's that supposed to mean? Don't you want me to come?
Well, think about it. You'd probably only steal the limelight. I bet everyone would be fawning over you instead of me. This is supposed to be my big day. How is it fair that my sister-in-law gets all the attention?
I really don't think there's any danger of that happening. I'd just be a guest.
Oh, there so is a danger of that happening, Faith. You know how my family are with you. You're their golden girl. The woman who can do no wrong. I just know you'd ruin my wedding if you came. It's not just my mom and dad either. Practically, the whole family seem to think the sun shines out of your backside.
I seriously doubt that, but even if what you're saying is true, it's probably just because there aren't any young girls on your family's side.
It's like the sparkle appears in the eyes and they rush over the moment they see you. It's like they think you're the freaking second coming of Christ or something.
Jeez, Harper, you really think so? I don't see it that way at all. You wouldn't be saying that if you knew what some of the conversations are like. A lot of it is just people asking about my private life. I could do without it, to be honest.
I was the brightest flower in the garden till you showed up on the scene. Now, it's like everyone completely forgot about me, but they fawn over you at every opportunity. Me? I don't see the appeal myself. What do you have that I don't? I'm young too, and everyone knows I'm gorgeous, unlike you.
Wow, thanks. You're such a charmer, Harper. I think this is all in your head. I don't agree with you at all.
Why would you? You're the one who gets to reap all the benefits. So why are they all obsessed with you? It's 'cause you have a degree and I don't. Or maybe they all get giddy when a young girl smiles and woos them with their cheap flattery. Life must be easy as a people pleaser.
I think everyone's just extra nice to me because I'm young and thinks I probably feel daunted after marrying into such a big family. Why does it have to mean they don't like you? I don't get your logic. I'm sure Chris's family will be the exact same towards you when you two get officially hitched. I won't deny it. You are gorgeous. You're way prettier than I could ever hope to be. I bet your family are gonna be super lonely when you're not around anymore.
Really?
Your dad said he was gonna miss you. I could never replace you, Harper. Why would anyone pay me any attention with a big bright beaming star like you up on the altar?
Right! You're right! They all be glued to the spot, transfixed by my dazzling beauty. Of course they will. Why would anyone bother looking at you?
Right? That's what I'm saying. Of course you're gonna be the star of the show, babe. You don't have a thing to worry about. So, yeah, to answer your question, me and Dan are both gonna be there. You could hardly have your brother and his wife not show up to your wedding day.
I knew this was a bad idea. You need to go home. You need to go home, Faith. Like, disappear, right now.
Huh? Why? But the wedding's about to start.
Not with you here. I knew I made a mistake by inviting you. You're going home, and that's final. My big day's gonna be ruined if you don't go home. I'm already in a rotten mood because of you.
Why? What happened? Did I do something to upset you?
I overheard you.
You overheard me?
Yeah, I just overheard you getting along like a house on fire with my husband's family. I was livid when I saw them all joking and laughing with you. What the hell do you think you're playing at, bitch?
Whoa, Jesus, Harper, chill out. What do you mean, what am I playing at? All I did was go up and introduce myself to them, for crying out loud.
Bullshit! You always do this. You're up to your old tricks again. I know it. You always have people wrapped around your little finger within 5 minutes of meeting them with that little Miss Perfect act of yours. They're my family, not yours, so stay the hell away from us.
Little Miss Perfect? What the hell? I have no idea what you mean. I don't have anyone wrapped around my little finger. All I did was speak to them for a few minutes.
Don't play dumb with me. I saw the big crowd around you. Why would you play happy families with my new family like that while leaving me off to one side like the black sheep on my own goddamn wedding day? The limelight is supposed to be on me. Are you trying to steal my attention?
What are you talking about? All I did was comment on how much fun your wedding was. Besides, I'm not the only one who talked to them. Dan was with me the whole time.
Well, I didn't see him because I was too pissed when I saw you trying to make yourself the center of attention. Anyway, I can't believe a word you say. That's not all. Even my parents were comparing us. I'm so sick and tired of it all.
Comparing us? How do you mean? And in what way?
They brought up your wedding when they saw me in my wedding dress. My mom said Faith looked beautiful in her dress too. Can you even imagine how that made me feel? Can you? I don't want to hear about how beautiful some attention-grabbing bitch looked on my wedding day.
Harper, I can tell you're upset, but will you please stop calling me that? I'm sure it was just a passing comment because the whole thing reminded them of mine and Dan's wedding. That's all. It hardly sounds like she was comparing us or saying either of us look better.
Stop deluding yourself, Faith. She said you looked beautiful. My own mother said you looked beautiful on my wedding day. That can only mean she thinks you're more beautiful than me.
Well, it seems like the only one comparing us here is you. Besides, what's wrong with being different? We all have our own unique qualities. I know there's no way you didn't hear everyone saying how beautiful you look today. Please, take some deep breaths and calm down. This is all so unnecessary.
Shut your mouth. I hate you. I should be the center of attention, not you. You're nothing but a disgusting eyesore, so get the hell out of my sight and disappear from my wedding.
I'm here to celebrate you and your husband on your big day, Harper. Listen, I tell you what, me and Dan will just keep to ourselves for the rest of the ceremony, okay? I can tell it upsets you, so we won't speak to anyone else.
I don't need you to celebrate for me. We can celebrate perfectly fine without you. Thanks. All it takes is one look at you to ruin my mood. Hurry up and disappear, whore.
Jeez, so I'm a whore now too? You need to chill out, I'm your sister-in-law. Would it really hurt for us to try and get along?
I've hated you since the moment I laid eyes on you.
Yeah, well, somehow I kinda already knew that. But we're still technically family, so don't you think we should at least try to be amicable with one another?
And there it is, your famous Little Miss Perfect act. God, you make me sick. You think you're so special just because you happen to have a degree and work for a prestigious company, don't you? Well, you ain't shit, girl.
I don't think I'm special at all, I swear.
There's the innocent little good girl act again. I'm gonna have a freaking meltdown if you don't get lost now. Ugh! Stop sucking up to my family. You make me want to vomit.
Harper, please. You're a grown woman. Even if you hate me deep down inside, is there really any need to speak to me like this? Weddings are for adults, and hate to have to say this, but I really think you should start acting like one.
Do not preach at me, you stuck-up self-righteous bitch. When the star of the show tells you to go home, you go home. Hurry up and get as far as possible from this church before I make you disappear. You're uninvited.
Fine, I get it. If you're gonna act like this, then I don't have a choice. I'm going home.
Thank God for that. Why couldn't you just have left as soon as I asked you?
But are you sure this is what you want? If you kick me out of your wedding, I'm obviously going to see you a little differently than I used to.
What? Are you threatening me?
Hardly. I just don't like being treated the way you're treating me. Anyone would feel the same in my position. I have no obligation to respect someone who treats me like dirt. It should go without saying, but I won't treat you with the same level of politeness and respect as I have until now.
What do I care? I have no intention of having anything to do with you ever again.
I see. You know what? That works for me too. I guess this is it then. Goodbye, Harper.
Why is the church empty all of a sudden? Where did everyone go? Where's my husband? And both of our parents? Did you do something?
I tried to go home just like you told me, but everyone left with me.
What? They left with you?
Everyone said, okay, we're leaving too then.
Oh my God. What about my wedding? What am I supposed to do now? I knew my brother would probably go with you, but why would my husband leave?
I wonder. Beats me. Everyone just said they were coming home with me, and that was that.
You said something to them, didn't you? This makes no sense.
Maybe I did show everyone your messages. When I did, everyone kind of just agreed to leave and shared disgust with you.
You did what? Oh my God, I can't believe this. I knew you were up to your old tricks again.
Get a grip, Harper.
You tricked them. You always do this. You steal everyone and everything I hold dear. Everyone used to love me before you showed up. Before I knew it, you were the center of attention and no one cared about me anymore. I may as well be invisible now, even on my own wedding day.
Are you sure you're not making a misunderstanding here? Whether your family or your husband's family like me or not is a separate issue. The real issue here is that you're a selfish, narcissistic, jealous, megalomaniacal bridezilla with no regard for anyone else's feelings and less self-awareness than a potato.
Aha! Finally showing your true colors, I see. I knew this is what you thought of me all along. How could you say those things? You're horrible. I'm the victim in all this. I did nothing wrong.
You kicked me out of your wedding based on some delusional persecution complex just because you don't like me. I'm your sister-in-law, Harper. How can you call yourself a grown adult? Scratch that. Are you even sane? Your husband said he's very disappointed in you.
Chris said that?
He said he couldn't bring himself to marry someone so small-minded. You know what? He actually thanked me. He had no idea what you were really like. The wedding's off.
I see how it is. You've turned everyone against me with your twisted lies, and now they're all ganging up on me, even my own husband. How could he do this? Is he seriously ditching me at the altar? This can't be happening. Oh my God.
Well, it's happening, and it's happening because of you. What you did to me was way out of line. Well, Chris went around and apologized to the guests one by one. He told everyone the wedding was off and they had to go home. You can wait alone in that church for as long as you like, but you're not getting married.
Don't screw me around. This can't be real. I can't get ditched at the altar. No, this is not the kind of thing that happens to me. What about all the money we put into this?
Wasn't Chris the one who paid for everything? You don't have a job, do you? Chris wouldn't have called things off unless he was fully prepared to take the financial hit. That's how badly he wants out.
I'll never forgive my mom and dad for this. They can go rot in hell for all I care. What kind of parents ruin their own daughter's wedding like this? They're evil. Pure evil. To think they'd trust a meddling bitch like you over me. You're not even related to us. How can you be their favorite?
I wonder. I couldn't possibly answer that, Harper. But you know what? Your mom and dad are right next to me. How about we ask them directly? You ready? Here it comes. It's not that we have a favorite, dear. But the way you treated Faith, to be frank, was utterly despicable. Me and your father found it hard to justify staying at the wedding after finding out how you were really behaving behind our backs.
What? Don't bullshit me, Faith. You made that up.
Believe me, I wish I made it up. And there's more. They said they've been at their wits' end with you and your difficult personality for a while now. This was the straw that broke the camel's back.
My difficult personality? What's difficult about my personality?
Apparently, they were worried about whether you'd find a guy to marry and settle down because of how arrogant and self-absorbed you are. You'll stop at nothing to get your own way, no matter how much trouble you cause those around you. Not to mention your victim complex. You think the world's out to get you and you lash out in response to every perceived slight.
But I did find a guy to marry until you came along and ruined everything.
Sure you did, and they said they were super relieved when they found out, because they thought you'd finally grown out of your old ways and become the mature adult they always hoped and prayed you would. But it would appear you haven't changed one bit. You should know better than to act like this at your age. Can you even imagine how disappointed your mom and dad were when they saw those messages?
I'm the one who's disappointed here. Stop trying to make this about everyone else when it's about me. I put everything on the line for this marriage. I'm never gonna find another guy as rich, as handsome as Chris.
Oh, I see. So you were marrying him for his money?
No, I didn't mean it like that. Ugh, why do you have to twist everything?
Well, how else am I supposed to interpret that?
I don't know. How about you try using your brain? Maybe your reading skills just suck.
Chris is here too, by the way. He thought that what you said meant the exact same as I did, and I gotta tell you, Harper, he's pissed. He said, "Wow, so she was with me for my wallet all along?"
No, stop twisting my words. I didn't mean it like that.
I could tell how angry he was as soon as he read it. He just told your mom and dad. Your situation just gets worse and worse by the minute, huh, Harper? It's all your fault, of course.
Guys, please come back. Why are you all siding with that lying psycho bitch over me? I'm begging you. Please don't leave me. I can't be on my own. Please.
Harper, are you still at the church? If you are, just hurry up and go home. You can't keep hanging around now that the wedding's been cancelled.
I can't believe this is happening. No one came back. Not a single person. Did everyone really go home? Is this really the end?
Your mom and dad told me and Dan we could go. So we're grabbing some hamburgers at a restaurant near our house right now. I got the impression your mom and dad would be meeting up with Chris's family for a discussion about today's, events. They were just about to head out in the car before we left. Something tells me divorce will be the main thing on the agenda.
Divorce? But we only just got married.
You spoke to Chris on the phone, right?
Yes. He said he doesn't want any of the money he spent on the wedding back. He just wants to get away from me ASAP. So what? I told you to go home, so shoot me. Is that really the worst thing in the world? Does it really justify him being angry with me?
Of course he's gonna be so pissed. What you did to me was horrible.
Fine, maybe I did make everyone mad. But are we really talking call off the wedding levels of mad here? Seriously? Why can't we just talk things through? You know, if it was anyone but you who I kicked out, none of this would be happening. The only reason they're mad with me is because I had the nerve to stand up to their golden girl.
I'm not so sure, Harper. I won't deny it's probably partly because they like me and are disgusted with you for treating me how you did.
It's not just my parents and family you got wrapped around your little finger. My husband and his family are obsessed with you as well. You're a meddling, spiteful little witch who goes around turning everyone I love and hold dear against me. I knew I should have never invited you to the wedding.
Me and Chris have been friends since before the wedding.
Lies! You started trying to woo him as soon as you found out we were getting married. I can count the number of times you met on one hand, damn it. There's no way you should have this much influence over him. Wait a second. Do you mean... No way. Are you having an affair with my husband?
Wrong. You're just talking crazy now. You know how me and him work in the same industry? Well, we hit it off day one when we met over work-related stuff. What we do is really specialized, so it's rare to find another person who actually understands it. Most people would think we were speaking a different language. We first met that night when you got blind drunk and fell asleep with your head in a toilet bowl, so you probably didn't see us.
The first time you met? You mean New Year's Eve last year?
Right. When we all got together at your folks' place, Chris told me there were some things at work that were troubling him. I've been in the business a little longer than him, so I was happy to have him bounce off his issues off me and offer some advice. He seemed really grateful. I get the feeling he's had a lot of respect for me ever since then.
You mean you've had him wrapped around your little finger ever since New Year's Eve?
No, Harper, just no. Why do you have to put it like that? Unlike you, I don't see people as objects to be used for my own personal gain. And as for your mom and dad being so good to me, there's a reason for that. Remember when your dad collapsed?
When he had that stroke 3 years ago?
Yeah. Your mom's been struggling with her back for years now, and there's no way she could have kept on top of his care. So I offered to do it. I took some time off work and lived with him until he was well enough so that they could get by without me. But you didn't even come visit him. Not a single time.
I was busy with work back then.
Your dad was heartbroken when he realized his own daughter didn't care about him. You think I wasn't busy with work? I took time off to look after him because some things are more important than money. Your mom and dad are obviously not going to take lightly to anyone mistreating me after that.
Is that why they constantly shower you with attention?
Oh, I'm not done yet. I covered the down payment on a loan back when they had their house renovated too. Then, I headed over every night after work to help with the decorating for a few weeks until everything was done. But you didn't lift a finger.
Shut up! There's no need to say it twice.
I'm still not done, Harper. There's something else you seem to be forgetting. Back when the wedding was still on, me and Dan agreed to pay for yours and Chris's honeymoon. We covered everything, from flights to food and drink, from the hotel to activities.
I don't need you to tell me my brother paid for the goddamn honeymoon. I know that. Just shut up already.
That was my idea.
It was?
I didn't just go out of my way to help your family, but I went out of my way to make life easier for you too. And this is how you repay me? By throwing it all back in my face? What's the matter, Harper? Cat got your tongue? Is the reason virtually everyone you know is angry with you finally starting to sink in?
Well, fine. Maybe I got a couple of things wrong. I had no idea you did all of those things for me and my family.
Respect has to be earned. You can't just waltz in and expect everyone in your new family to automatically like you. That's not how the world works. Kindness, thoughtfulness, and hard work get rewarded.
But I did my best to make his family like me.
What does doing your best mean to you? Either you were doing your best in the wrong way or your best wasn't enough. Something tells me that if you were genuinely doing your best to be accepted, they wouldn't be so happy to see the back of you.
This is more than just being tossed aside. This is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to a human being in the history of ever. I got dumped on my freaking wedding day. This should have been the most happiest day of my life. But why did this ever happen to me?
Because you were rampaging out of control and didn't care who you hurt if it meant getting your way. This was inevitable. Hopefully you'll learn your lesson and become a better person for it. Being young and beautiful will only get you so far. Harper's husband, Chris, immediately got to work on the divorce proceedings. He really dodged a bullet with that one. He bore the entire financial burden for the wedding since he was the one who paid for everything to begin with. But he's taking a positive outlook and sees it as the price he had to pay to learn a valuable lesson. Apparently his family are pretty well off, so it didn't do much damage in the end. What should have been the happiest day of my sister-in-law's life turned into the most embarrassing, no, a disaster of a kind you usually see on the movies. Me and my husband Dan live with his and Harper's parents, which means she'll probably never dare to show her face here again. Last we heard, she's living alone in some shabby old apartment in the rough part of the town while working part-time as a school janitor. Her parents make no bones about the fact they never want to see her again. She's not our problem anymore. She did this to herself, were the final words of her mom said on the matter. When you think about it, the way she managed to lose the support of her entire family in one fell swoop is quite impressive, and it speaks volumes about what they really thought of her. As usual, everyone's still amazingly kind and supportive towards me. Dan's family make me feel so welcome and accepted that I feel like their real daughter. I feel blessed to have them in my life, and I always do my best to let them know I'm grateful.